a man known as Joseph Newton Chandler III was found dead in his Ohio apartment. But there's just one problem. He never existed.
When police searched his home, they expected to find clues about his past. But what they found instead only raised more questions. No birth records, no family, no history. It was as if this man was never born. Except that name wasn't his. It belonged to someone else, a child who died in 1945.
The discovery.
It all started on July 30th, 2002. After neighbors reported a foul smell, police entered a small, cluttered apartment. There they found a badly decomposed body. The man had been dead for at least a week. His name was Joseph Newton Chandler III. When authorities tried to contact his family, they found nothing. No birth records, no relatives, no past. His social security number belonged to a boy who had died in a Texas car crash in 1945. This man had been living under a dead child's name for 40 years. Adding to the mystery, he left behind $82,000 in his bank account, untouched.
Theories.
With no name, no past, and a stolen identity, there were only theories left. Theory 1, a fugitive on the run. Some believed he was an escaped criminal, maybe a murderer avoiding justice. His paranoia, the lack of friends and constant use of cash all pointed to someone hiding from something. But his fingerprints were never found, meaning a criminal record search was impossible. Theory 2. Was he the Zodiac Killer? The Zodiac Killer terrorized California in the late 1960s and 70s, taunting police with cryptic letters, bizarre symbols, and a code no one could crack. He was never caught. Now, look at the connections. Chandler lived in Northern California during the same time period as the Zodiac murders. He was highly intelligent, worked as an engineer, and was obsessed with electronics, just like the Zodiac's letters, which showed knowledge of coding and encryption. Witnesses described the Zodiac as 5 feet 7 inches, stocky, with glasses, exactly like Chandler. The Zodiac vanished from the public eye in the 1970s. In 1978, Chandler stole his new identity. But the strangest clue, the handwriting. Some experts pointed out similarities between Chandler's writing and Zodiac's letters. But official forensic comparisons never confirmed a match. One of the Zodiac's surviving victims reported that the killer mentioned South Dakota, a place where Chandler once lived. But here's the problem. When investigators compared Chandler's DNA to known Zodiac evidence, it didn't match. Could it have been a coincidence? Or had he covered his tracks too well? Even if he wasn't the Zodiac, Chandler was running from something. Theory 3, a government operative who went rogue. Some believe Chandler was involved in classified government operations, possibly intelligence work or secret engineering projects during the Cold War. His background as an electrical designer, his obsessive secrecy, and his paranoia all fit the profile of someone who had once been under deep cover. Could he have been a former operative who severed ties and erased his past to escape something or someone? His unusual spending habits and refusal to use banks for years suggest he might have been living off hidden funds, the kind a defector or ex-spy might rely on. If this theory is true, Chandler wasn't just hiding from the law. He was hiding from a powerful entity that wanted him gone.
The real mystery.
What if Chandler wasn't just running from someone, but from the truth about himself? This wasn't just a case of changing names. He didn't disappear to start fresh. He erased himself, deliberately, completely. It wasn't fear of being found. It was fear of being remembered. A man doesn't go to these lengths unless he's hiding from something he could never take back. Something so dark, so irreversible, that the only way out was to become someone else. Maybe
the real mystery isn't who he was, but what he was hiding.
Revelation.
It It took 16 years for forensic genealogists, the U.S. Marshals, and law enforcement to crack the case. They followed the only clue left, his DNA. After decades of mystery, investigators finally had a name. The man known as Joseph Newton Chandler III was really Robert Ivan Nichols, a Navy veteran, a father, a man who once had a family. But even with his name, the mystery only deepened. Why did he abandon everything in 1965? Why did he erase himself so completely? Maybe it was paranoia, maybe it was guilt, or maybe it was something far more human. A man haunted by his past, burdened by war, suffering from PTSD, carrying wounds no one could see. Then, in 2002, as cancer consumed his body, Nichols made one last calculated decision. He shut his blinds, turned off the air conditioning, and on July 23rd, he took a .38 caliber Charter Arms revolver, put it in his mouth, and pulled the trigger. His secrets died with him. No confession, no final note. Just $82,000 in untouched savings and an identity stolen from a long-dead child.
Was he running from a crime, a government past, or something even darker? For 40 years, Robert Ivan Nichols was a ghost, and in the end, he took his secrets to the grave.
This video is sponsored by Nobody. With Nobody, you can do absolutely nothing. Faster, smoother, and with zero interruptions. No ads, no features, no updates, just pure, uninterrupted nothing. Nothing has never been this easy or this advanced. Nothing can be everything.